Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Intentional Productivity Tips. I am Megan. I am your very favorite strategic productivity partner, and I want to thank you for joining me today to talk about productivity. First, you are watching me on USA Global TV and Radio's YouTube channel, where please remember to like, subscribe, and be notified when new episodes drop. We love those likes. Also, check out what other programming USA Global TV and Radio has. There's some pretty powerful things that can help you with your life. Today, we are here with intentional productivity tips, and we are talking about feeling scattered, productivity spring cleaning in 6 steps. So today what we are going to do, I don't know about you, but it has been cold in Northern California the last couple of weeks. It has snowed, it has been rainy, it has been windy, it has been all of the things. And so as I was preparing for the show, I was thinking, I want to think of sunshine and happy things. So today we are going to go through, and my question for you is, have you been feeling scattered with your productivity? If so, I have productivity spring cleaning in 6 tips that are going to help you today. So that is what we are going to be looking at. We are going to be looking today at, again, feeling scattered, 6 productivity I cannot say that today. Productivity spring cleaning in 6 tips. Good luck to me. Over the next few minutes, I will definitely get better at saying that. But we are going to talk about 2 things on today's show. We are going to talk again about those 6 steps to spring cleaning your productivity. And then we are going to talk about spring into action and let's reset your productivity. We're going to give you 6 steps to follow. Why are we talking about this? Because intentional spring cleaning of your productivity clears the clutter and refocuses you. And as we're thinking of moving into a new spring season, as we're thinking of moving away from winter, I know depending on where you are this week, it might have snowed a lot, so it still feels like winter, but we know we are headed towards the spring. So today I want you to think about your productivity and how can we take control of it? How can we organize? How can we be ready for some spring cleaning? So those are the 2 things we are going to talk about today. So when I talk about spring cleaning, question for you, what exactly do I mean? So I am talking about 6 steps to refresh and reprioritize your productivity. So let's talk through those 6 steps right now. We are going to sweep through your goals and priorities. We are going to prioritize your focus. We are going to refresh your tools. We are going to make time for myself to bloom. We are going to nurture what works now, and we are going to grow your flow. Of course, those 6 steps do coordinate with the word spring because that's where we are. And we want to think about how can we move into a spring's time with our productivity? How can we move into a time where we're taking control of our productivity? So let's talk a little bit about what is it that I mean when I'm talking about each of these steps, right? Sounds good, Megan, but what does sweep through your goals and priorities mean? And does it mean something besides getting to use the word S for sweep? And actually the answer is yes. So let's look at the 6 steps right now. Let's look a little more detailed into them, to what they mean for you. So we want to start our spring cleaning productivity actions. We want to start again by sweeping through your goals and priorities. So you want to assess your progress, clear out what's not working, and make adjustments to stay aligned with your top goals. Part of the reason we want to sweep through them is we want to look at where we are, sweep, and see how we're wanting to move forward with them, assessing where we are right now. Has anything changed? Then we want to go through and the second step is we want to prioritize your focus. We want to reorganize your tasks to focus on the most impactful actions that will drive you towards success this season. It is a new season. It is spring season. So when we're prioritizing our focus, we're saying what is important this spring for this month and season of the year. We want to make sure that our actions are going to drive us forward and they're appropriate for spring. The third thing we're going to do is we're going to refresh our tools. We know in 2026, there are so many options for tools, automation systems, things we can use. So it's important to update or try new tools to streamline your workflow and give yourself the fresh resources you need to succeed. The fourth thing we're going to do is I make time for myself to bloom. So what we want to do is we want to think in this next season, right? We're going into spring, which means outside and flowers and holidays and birthdays and things like that. So what we want to think about is how are you making time for yourself? Plan an activity for yourself to refresh and take care of what matters. Experience nature. The fifth thing we want to do is we want to nurture what works now. And now is key. Now means now today. Now doesn't mean 5 years ago or 2 months ago, 5 days ago, or in the future. Now means we want to nurture what works now. Review your processes and calendar to keep what's thriving and plan for fresh ideas and new growth. If things have changed, we might need to update that. So we want to be sure that we're nurturing our habits for the best things that are now. And then the sixth thing we're going to do is we're going to grow our flow. What does that mean? We want to choose the tools, processes, or systems that suit this season and help you move forward with ease. So when we look at spring cleaning, again, it is 6 actions that we want to take. We want to identify for ourselves, how can we take where we are today and how can we move it forward so that it's helping us as we move into these next months. Again, we know winter is finishing. We know we're moving into March. We know we're moving into spring, which means a whole new set of season, weather, opportunities, experiences. So we want to be prepared for that. So that's why today we've been talking about spring cleaning, being prepared. Our goal is to ask ourselves, what is it that I need to do to prepare for this season? This season happens to be spring, so we want to think about it. What are we going to do? And what is this week's productivity quick tip focus is that you're going to spring into action, right? We want to look at your spring makeover. So now what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to think with me, right? So we're going to go through those 6 steps again, but this time when we're focused on the 6 steps, my question and thought and hope for you is that you'll begin to identify what are steps that you can take right now to help your productivity. So let's look at this, okay? So we've gone through what the 6 steps are to spring clean your productivity. Now let's look at this with the lens of how are you going to implement and what are you going to do for your spring cleaning? That's the question we want to ask for ourselves now. So the first question I have for you is, what are you going to do to sweep through your goals and priorities? Are your goals and priorities the same that they were in January when winter started, in December or November? I know for me, mine have changed. My employment status has changed, so my goals have changed quite drastically. So for me, I need to look through and sweep through my priorities, right, and goals with a new lens. My question for you, sweeping through your priority and goals right now, what is it that you need to focus on? Do you have it clearly outlined? Take a moment and update. Identify. Start your spring productivity cleaning by sweeping through your goals and priorities and updating them for now. The second step that you're going to take, prioritize your focus. This is where you want to look at your time. Look at your calendar. Look at what you're focusing on. Look at what you're spending your time on. Look at your current priorities. Look at what you've got on your plate for this spring season, right? Let's call spring season March, April, May. So let's think about for March, April, and May, where do you need to prioritize your focus and time? Break out your calendar. Once you've identified where you need to spend your focus and time, add it to your calendar. so that you are prepared and know that that's what's going to happen. Okay, so let's look at the third step. Refresh your tools. Again, we know there are so many different tools and so many different resources available that we can access. So the question is, are you using the best tools for you for this spring, for this March, April, and May? I will tell you, this is one that I have taken to heart, right? As I mentioned, my employment status has changed. I am relaunching a new company. Yoo-hoo! But what that means is I am having to look at my tools. As I am launching the new tools, as I'm launching the new company, I'm looking, hey, it's been a few years. The tools that I used, are they the same and effective? Dear Zoom, some of the changes you've made lately make it really hard for me to want to stay with you. So what we want to do is we want to ask ourselves right now, refresh our tools for now, for the spring season. What tools, resources, and automations do you need? How are you going to refresh to meet your time right now? Fourth, I make time for myself to bloom. Now, this is super important when we're thinking of a new season, right? When we're looking at, again, we're going to say we're looking at March, April, and May. When we are looking at this season right now, my question for you is, what do you have planned for you? An event, an activity, an experience, a purchase, something that you are looking forward to that is going to make you happy this spring. I'll tell you, for me, I'm going to take a road trip and I'm going to go to Fort Bragg. I decided that earlier this week. So I'm making time for myself to bloom by planning a road trip. What are you going to do? All right, so let's look at our fourth step, right? So let's look at our fifth step, can't count today. Let's look at our fifth step, nurture what works now. One of the things that is super very important as we are looking at our productivity and as where we are today is to know that things change and things can change quickly. And so what we want to continue to do as we're looking at our productivity for this spring, we want to ask ourselves, is what we're working on now what we need to, and what do we need to make it work for us? How do we need to nurture it? So for example, one of the things that I have found that works for me right now is to make sure that I wake up early and that I meditate. There's a great meditation online group that I'm a part of. We wake up and I wake up, I don't know when they do, but we're online at 7 a.m. every morning. For me, that is how I am nurturing what works for me now, because I'm nurturing the systems. And for me, starting with a positive mindset is the best place for me to be productive. What are you doing to nurture what works now? And then the sixth step is to grow your flow. When you know and what's working for you in this season, commit to it, follow through. For example, we know that the weather is changing. We know that the time is getting ready to change. We know that the days are going to be getting longer over the next couple of months. And that might change us. Maybe we want to work in the mornings. Maybe we want to work later in the day. Maybe we want to capture some of that afternoon out time, whatever we can do. But what we want to do is we want to, again, look at, in the spring of 2026, what do I need to do to grow my flow? When we think about it, sometimes people will say to me, and clients will say, Megan, what do you mean by flow? I don't understand that. Growing your flow means that when you are in the flow of productivity and things are running smoothly and you are, I like to call it in the hum space, when things are moving forward, that is your flow. That's what we want to do with productivity. So that's why we've spent so much time today looking at these 6 steps. So I really do encourage and challenge you. My request to you is to look at these 6 areas and identify what actions can you take for your spring cleaning. So how can you sweep through your goals and priorities? How can you prioritize your focus? How can you refresh your tools? How can you make sure that I make time for myself to bloom? How can you nurture what works now? And how can you grow your flow? My challenge for you, as every week, is that you can take at least one of these steps that we've talked about, that you can take one of the things that we've done and that you can implement it into your to-do list to make your life and your productivity stronger so that you're working smarter, not harder. So our goal today has been for you to come up with your 6 steps to your spring cleaning for your productivity. I hope that it has been valuable. I hope that it has been useful, and I hope you're taking at least one thing, if not one thing, in each of those 6 categories. I am Megan. I am your very favorite strategic productivity partner. I want to thank you for joining me today, as every Thursday, for intentional productivity tips. Next week, we are going to continue and look at some more practical productivity tips that will help you take control of yourself. Between now and then, how can you support me? Check out my Instagram page. Follow me, Intentional Productivity Tips. You will see, for example, one thing very exciting today. It is peep season because it is spring and I am excited for peeps. Or you can email me at hey@productivitymegan.com. Please do remember, over the next couple of weeks, I have some exciting new launches and things coming your way. So please, this week, my goal and request for you, as always, be intentional with your productivity. Work hard, but work smarter so that you can enjoy the life you've worked so hard to create. I will see you next Thursday, 2 p.m., same channel, Intentional Productivity Tips, on USA Global TV and Radio's YouTube channel. And now, here's a word from our sponsor.
What if one simple skill could change the way you connect with the world? What if listening could open doors to deeper relationships, stronger businesses, and a better you? Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, the Listening Mentor, brings you USA Global TV and Radio, a space where voices are heard, ideas are shared, and global communities thrive. Through the Elevated Listeners courses and books, you'll master the power of listening, set boundaries with confidence, and transform conversations into opportunities. Join us. Listen, learn, elevate. Whether you're a leader, a coach, a business owner, or someone seeking stronger connections, your journey starts today. Subscribe, learn, and transform today.
Nestled in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Horseshoe Farm has always been more than a destination. It's a living, breathing reflection of community, connection, and transformation. Once a humble family farmstead, it has evolved over the years to become a sanctuary for travelers, seekers, families, and friends alike. Originally reimagined by the Turchin family as an Airbnb property, the farm began its journey into hospitality with simple roots, welcoming guests to experience the beauty and peace of the sacred land. As word spread and the vision deepened, the property organically blossomed into a boutique resort, rooted in the values of slow living, intentional experiences, and the magic of gathering. Today, the Horseshoe Farm is a 90-acre experiential retreat that merges hospitality, wellness, and culinary excellence. It is home to the Stable Spa, the Silo Cookhouse, distinctive lodging options, and a curated calendar of events that nourish mind, body, and spirit. Our guest experience is designed to be both grounding and expansive, where the comforts of luxury meet with the simplicity of nature. At its core, the Horseshoe Farm is about transformation of land, of self, and of community. We are proud of where we've come from. We are confident in who we are today and excited for the road ahead. Hello, I'm Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, also known as the Listening Mentor and President and Founder of USA Global TV and Radio. I had the opportunity, the pleasure of attending a retreat at the Horseshoe Farm just recently. I was so impressed with all of the opportunities that were presented to me in this glorious setting, as well as the highest level of customer service, that I've decided to put together a retreat at the Horseshoe Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina, United States of America, June 3rd through the 6th, 2026. You can expect to have a beautiful time of relaxation combined with learning, community, collaboration. Do consider joining me in this wonderful opportunity to reconnect with yourself, with others, and with nature. For more information, email me at drjacqueline@usaglobaltv.com.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA Global TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting. We're building bridges and changing lives, one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.